In the city of Lagos. I don't know where you are at this moment listening to my voice, but wherever it is you are, I hope you're having a good day. I hope work is going on okay. If you're doing your personal business, if you're in the street hustling, if you're in a shop, minding your shop, selling to your customers, whatever it is you're doing, whatever anywhere in the part of the world you're actually listening to this program from, I want to say well done to you. God is looking and checking you out. Trust me, he knows your effort. He sees the energy and the kind of, impulse and zest you're putting onto your work legibly. And trust me, he's definitely going to endeavor to ensure that you have the grace to prosper in your line of duty. So I want to say welcome to Martis. My name is Esther Wachuku. And a couple of persons will say, thank God it's Friday, because Friday precedes the beginning of the week and it starts precisely on Friday. So TGIF, baby. Okay, so as you do know, most of all the programs that we do on this platform we stream on YouTube. So I would encourage you to go on YouTube. It's 903 FM. Just go on YouTube, type on the search bar 903 FM, and you're already on there actually watching us live. What I mean is you're going to be virtually part of the conversation while the program continues. On Martis, we discuss all and sundry in Nigeria's political, socio-economic landscape, and obviously every issue that critically affects every sector of the Nigerian economy is basically what we look at here. There are questions as to what the responsibility of the fourth estate of the realm is. The responsibility of the fourth estate of the realm, if you had listened to us while we're having the news at 12, is to inform, educate you, guide you, select topic of discourse. We were able to pattern your line of thought, and most of the time we'll look at issues beyond what is on the news or what you can read. That is, if you go to any of the online platforms to read, look at issues in depthly. What is it we are not being told? How is this story not properly put out there? How is this information not properly put out there? So we try to interpret it as best as we can and possibly do what you call a background information as to what culminated to that issue. So on Martis, that's one of the things we do. Not just on Martis, on the world news, where we have our analysis segment, is what we do. In the front page review in the morning, the front page review too on Yoruba and Igbo, the world news at 6, evening rush. You also have fun house time. These are basically the programs that we have here where we intellectually edify you on issues across Nigeria's socio-political landscape. So once again, welcome to Martis. What do we want to look at today? Today, I want us to focus on security once again. The reason why I'm saying so is that Chad, Chad is, you can say, it's our backyard. We're very close neighbors. There was a major, let me not use it a major incident, an overwhelming incident that took place yesterday being Thursday, right? There was a failed attack on Chad's presidential compound overnight, which was carried out by a group of 24 armed, ill-intentioned individuals. Well, they were neutralized by security forces. The public prosecutor said that details of the incident remain unclear, but what happened was there was burst of gunfire which rang out near the president's palace in the capital in Jamena on Wednesday night as the military blocked surrounding streets. This is how it happened. These individuals, about 24 of them, were in a vehicle. They acted like there was something wrong with their vehicle, like there was a breakdown or something. So when the guards came out to attend to see what exactly is causing these individuals to stay stuck very close to the presidential palace, that was when this individual struck and they started shooting at random. Now, the issue is the fact that it's a delicate time for the citizens of Chad because they recently scrapped a defense cooperation pact with longtime partner France that made it a key Western ally in the fight against Islamist militants in West and Central Africa's Sahel region. We know that they've been driven by insurgencies, so it's not just Chad or Cameroon or Burkina Faso or Mali or Niger. Nigeria too is also ridden by Boko Haram and ISWAP fighters, and some of them are linked to Islamic State of Just call them Al Qaeda, also IS or ISIS, Boko Haram as well. And it's been going on for more than a decade, saying that Nigeria has been going through. While the military authorities in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger share border with Chad, they have recently turned their backs on the West in favor of Russian military support. And we know that Russia too is strained because of the current war ongoing they have with Ukraine. So right now, the support that the full and concentrated support in terms of weaponry, military personnel to help support these fights, all right, along the border with ISIS, Al Qaeda, and all the militants and insurgents is kind of constrained and limited. There's very little that Russia can do because they've expended a lot of their resources in trying to get a lot of personnel to join their army to fight Ukraine. So they've lost lives. They need to also conscript more persons within their employ, as well as engage other foreign mercenaries that would help them fight Ukraine. So it's a fix, all right, for countries that Russia supports in terms of military partnership or assistance, and that's why it's a very frayed moment. Now, since these countries have decided to completely scrap off and not have any connection whatsoever with France, and literally on their own, they had to form their own community, just like you have with ECOWAS, and see how they can have combined efforts to fight these insurgents. And it is obvious that these individuals will continue to test the powers. Imagine coming to the presidential palace to overtake the government. Obviously, that's what it is. So how would Nigeria and these African countries in this Sahel region fight insurgency? Nigeria is the only one that sort of supposedly have a military agreement, or let me not use the word military agreement, like partnership with France. So obviously the idea is to see how they can train some of their soldiers and have weaponry with these persons that can provide sophisticated weaponry to fight Boko Haram and ISWAP. While that is ongoing, these other countries that borders Nigeria, that is Niger, Chad, Cameroon, Burkina Faso and Mali, since they no longer have any relationship with France, I don't know how Nigeria intends to partner with them. The situation with ISIS and Boko Haram right now seeming to seem like they have some sort of strength is something that is worrisome. There was a very recent interview that was had with Al Jazeera where the chief of defense staff claimed that the hard currencies found on some of the those who have been apprehended, all right, or arrested, that is Boko Haram members have been arrested by them, this found hard currency on them. The chief of defense staff said that obviously they're being sponsored by foreign persons, and they're asking the United Kingdom, the European Union, exactly, they need to trace the source of the funding, and they're helping somehow in providing these insurgents with weapons. But a lot of Nigerians are calling out the chief of defense staff. They say it's just basically distraction because they have asked them to see how they can get foreign mercenaries to help them fight insurgents, that is ISIS or ISWAP and Boko Haram. And the chief of defense staff said they don't need mercenaries, that they're well capable of handling these insurgents. But the recent incident that happened on Tuesday, or was it a Monday evening in Borno, where this terrorist invaded the military camp there and obviously killed about 6 personnel. A couple of persons feel it's more than that, and they took their time while they were videoing those things. It's in contradiction to what the chief of defense staff said. So the authority and the brazenness of these miscreants and terrorists to carry out this activity close to the presidential palace is something of concern. And the question is, what will Nigeria do? What is Nigeria doing to ensure that these guys don't think nothing will happen to them? The fact that it's happening along the northern region does not mean that it can get closer to the cities. Remember how it happened in Abuja as well, right? Remember the bomb blast in Abuja. So you can't say these things can't go on there. So what is the strategic effort being employed by the Nigerian military, the Navy, and all the defense units to ensure that what transpired in Chad is not what takes place in Nigeria? It's a very huge, major thing for us to actually look into today on Martis, because it affects every one of us, okay? It affects our businesses, it affects our relationship, as well. Now, there's a very recent development that has to do with the Nigerian judiciary. They gave conflicting judgments. First of all, let me read out the story to you. The Lagos Division of the Federal High Court has ordered all banks operating in Nigeria to blacklist media executive Nduka Obaigbena and members of his family over alleged debt to First Bank of Nigeria. On December 30, 2024, Mareva order also sought to prevent Mr. Obaigbena from moving any assets linked to him from the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court. Remember that this case is still in court. Nduka Obaigbena is the owner of the popular Arise television, right? Now, First Bank had filed a debt recovery suit against Mr. Obaigbena and his family members, including Efe Damilola Obaigbena and Olabisi Eka Obaigbena, saying they used their oil servicing firm General Hydrocarbons Limited to assume debts of about $718 million. At least $225 million have been frozen in bank accounts run by the Obaigbenas as part of the order which was issued by Justice Dainde Dikweolu. All right, in the suit. The judge also said all banks licensed to do business in Nigeria should immediately cease all financial transaction to the Obaigbenas and laundry of business linked to them. Literally, they cannot take funds from any of their accounts. All their monies, assets, everything frozen. I expect that Nduka Obaigbena should have other offshore accounts that he can withdraw from, because this is a very serious situation. It means that some of the businesses he's running here, he may not be able to fund them at the moment. It's going to be a stunt for him, and it's going to be a difficult period for him. Now, with this whole situation, right, the way it is, a source close to This Day newspaper, also owned by Arise Television, owned by the Obaigbenas, and Arise TV boss, they shared a letter from their lawyers, with the People's Gazette, which narrated how the issue began and why First Bank executives are at risk of contempt of court. Now, in January 9, 2025, lawyers from, a letter from their lawyers, Abiodun Layonu and co., the Obaigbenas argued that First Bank was trying to force them to take responsibility for up to $780 million in delinquent loans against Atlantic Energy. The lawyers cited a December 12, 2024 judgment by Justice Louis Alagoa of the Lagos Division of the Federal High Court, which unequivocally and emphatically restrained First Bank from taking any steps whatsoever to enforce any security, receivables, instruments, financial documents, or assets of clients pending the hearing and determination of the ongoing arbitration proceeding between the client and the First Bank of Nigeria. The firm said First Bank knew of the judgment before approaching another judge for an ex parte order without disclosing the prior judgment, which they suggested was unethical and illegal. The spokesperson for First Bank and Chairman Femi Otedola did not immediately return a request seeking comments from this online platform about whether or not they received the letter from lawyers to the Obaigbenas. Now, this whole situation literally has nothing to do with the federal government. The reason why I'm talking about it is the fact that a couple of people see Arise Television as an opposition platform that doesn't always resonate with what the current government in power is all about, or portray what the current government in power is all about. Just like you have other stations owned by prominent persons that you may consider to be part of the APC administration, right? So people are now trying to say, oh, okay, this is an infusion. This has a hand of the APC or the federal government. Well, in reality, with how it is between First Bank and the Obaigbenas. Now, whatever it is that is ongoing on is between them. Normally, most of these big and large enterprises get loans from the bank, and sometimes they have to pay interest rates if they don't pay at the due time. Obviously, when they pay, they can still take more loans, because the enterprise will definitely meet up with the amount of money that you borrowed from the bank to run your business, especially large businesses that are quite popular and a lot of people actually patronize. So obviously, that's basically what it is in that particular regard. So the thing is this: whenever that issues like this come up, it's important for us to have a proper understanding of the concept rather than making assumptions or speculation. People are already assuming that the APC's government is in all of this. They want to stifle them. They want to shut them down. They don't want them to continue by freezing all their assets and all whatnot, because they are holding the government in power to account. Well, it is in court, and I'm sure obviously the whole impasse will be resolved as soon as possible, because as it stands at this very moment, right, they're already saying that First Bank is in contempt of court, because when First Bank went to meet another judge, they did not tell that judge that already there was a preceding judgment, a subsisting judgment actually. So that's basically what it is. Now we now have another situation where the governor of Zamfara state, or rather Bauchi state, Bala Mohammed, telling us that they are not happy with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, that they are very angry with how things have been going on. There's poverty, insecurity is on the rise. They feel the North has been alienated. He is also complaining that the recent tax reform is not going to benefit the North. And they're already saying that if whatever it is they're demanding is not looked into, if there's no second look into the tax reform or a lot of modification being done in the tax reform, that they will fight back. Now, a lot of critics came out to say that what Bala Mohammed disclosed, or the threats or the subtle threats he gave to the government in power, how come nobody, or the DSS, nobody has gone to say anything? How come no critic rose up to challenge him, to say he wants to bring in chaos, he wants to cause dissatisfaction within the administration of the APC, or he wants to create a breakdown of law and order? All that, nothing was attached to that. So why make the statement or the press briefing that was organized by Peter Obi, why make it a subject of contention? That's a big question. They're saying, why make it a subject of contention? Why do you have persons like Felix Smoker coming out to make subtle threat and later telling us he did not make any threat, insulting the personality of Peter Obi, making all sorts of claims and saying that he does not have the capacity to be a strong opposition because they feel that when he was the governor of Anambra State, he did not do well. So why is such a rant, right, and rancor not on that particular northern individual? That's a big question. So is there some kind of fear for that region? All right. So meanwhile, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Shehu Gabam, has expressed doubts about President Bola Tinubu's ability to survive in office following the next election in 2027. Gabam made the statement during an appearance in a very recent monitored television program. It's coming on the heels of recent meeting with Nasir Al-Rufai, who is a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. The SDP chairman defended his party's decision to hold talks with Al-Rufai, saying they have done nothing wrong. And the question now is, why the dust about Nasir Al-Rufai? What is the fear about? They say they do not have any nothing to fear about with him, and there's nothing wrong. They having a meeting with Nasir Al-Rufai. He explained that the meeting with Al-Rufai was part of the SDP's efforts to strategically review the situation of the country. Maybe there is a plan or a meeting in such that ahead of 2027, maybe El-Rufai could be the one that is a presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party. You can't tell. That could be one of the, ideals of the SDP. Look for someone that is a strong contender that could be listened to in the North, or something that could gather a lot of support. Well, as it stands, Al-Rufai has insisted he's still a member of the APC. He hasn't left the All Progressives Congress, and all those who are peddling the rumor, he's going to go after them one by one. So if he is still part of the APC, obviously the APC should not be afraid if he intends to contest against them, or he has not disclosed his intention in that regard. But it's not surprising that we have a lot of people coming out to say they want to contest, they want to be part, they want to contest against the presidency of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. I don't know how that's going to happen, because with the kind of opposition that we have now, the opposition we have now is not challenging enough. And when I mean opposition political parties, I'm not referring to individuals. The only person that seems to be very well outspoken against this administration at every corner is Peter Obi. If he doesn't speak verbally, he's tweeting, he's writing, he's questioning a lot of things that he considers to be an anomaly within this administration. So where are the others? And the question now comes to part, like these individuals that tell us they're opposition, it's in 2026 or towards ending of 2025, 2026, we now begin to hear most of the anomalies within this organization, within this administration, that they want to use to contest against the government in power. And people are asking, are this the interest of these politicians? Is it for the people they intend to lead, or is it because of, what was the word? Is it because of selfish interest? Is this whole thing selfishly motivated? That's what a lot of persons are asking in that regard. Now, as reaction to the whole United States of Biafra, Biafra secession and all of that, Sunday Igboho has come again to say that it would be better if Yoruba nation and Igbo nation secede from the country. While we are calling for unity and cohesion, so, Sunday Igboho is insisting that Yoruba nation should find their own way. He affirmed this in a trending video at the airport at the United Kingdom. In the clip, the separatist leader said the country is plagued by pervasive corruption, insecurity, and bad economy, which makes Nigerians unproud of the most populous black nation. He added that Yorubas had what it would to flourish as an independent nation. All right, according to him, he says our Yoruba youth will transform Yoruba nation. Most of them have traveled across the world and they have learned a lot. If they come back to Yoruba land, the knowledge will help them build it and transform the nation like those in Europe. That's what Sunday Igboho is saying. So he's advocating that everyone should mind their business as it stands, that the country is not representing the interest of all regions, and so that it will be better for Yorubas to find their way, as they're well known or supposedly popular. A lot of persons can acclimatize and affiliate themselves with the Yoruba nation. That's basically how they see it. So right now on Martis, I want us to take a listen to a very vocal critic of this administration when she was reacting to what Felix Moka said. And there are certain words that she mentioned in that interview in terms of recommendation that the administration can actually look into. And I would expect that the administration should positively listen to recommendations and not take it personal. A couple of them most times always take it personal, like somebody has something deliberately against them. So let's take a listen to Usman. She used to be the Labour Party spokesperson during the campaign, but now she's literally speaking as an opposition, a supporter of change, and supporter of progress, a supporter of true democracy. All right, so let's take a listen to her, and then obviously I'll now get your reaction. Thank you.
I guess he's looking for more work in Mr. Tinubu's cabinet, and so he's just going on and on. He's received more than enough airtime, and we need to move on from this. Mr. Felix Moka is the one that has crossed the line. I do not really understand why security operatives have not picked him up so that he can explain what he meant by whatever Mr. Peter Obi has coming to him. He should take it like that. I paraphrase, but we all get the crux and the gist of the matter. Mr. Felix Moka he's supposed to be thanking a man like Mr. Peter Obi, who's doing his job, where he's too cowardly to speak to his party, to speak to the president about the situations that Nigerians are facing in this government with the reforms they have come up with. It's just clear that Mr. Moka is looking to be noticed. We have noticed him, and we have understood that he is, by his own words, a threat to Mr. Peter Obi. Like I said, he should rather thank Mr. Peter Obi for putting himself front and center. I have come to realize that the APC did not see Mr. Peter Obi coming. They did not see an obedient movement coming. When he complains and gaslights Nigerians and complains about the movement to which I also belong, it's because Mr. Moka himself has taught those young people how to behave exactly like him. Every time he speaks, every time he vilifies, every time he tries to denigrate the person of Mr. Peter Obi and the obedient movement, he's actually describing himself. He's speaking about himself. We are not afraid. Who knows, I may not get home because I have said what I have said. But like Mr. Peter Obi said, if this be the end, then so be it. Nigerians should not be spoken to as less than human beings. Nigerians should not be treated as if they are animals. We are not in, we're not in a zoo. And for lack of a better word, I do not even want to go think about what someone like President Trump described Nigeria. When they say that Nigerians demarket Nigeria, Mr. Felix Moka is the first demarketer of Nigeria with such comments, with such careless talk. That's what I have to say to Mr. Moka. Thank you. to kill what democracy stands for. It's as though they just want to, stifle every Nigerian that has a contrary opinion to theirs. I grew up in a home where we grew up with a lot of love, but we also had dissenting voices. And just because my voice is my opinion or my thought process differs from yours doesn't mean I'm your enemy. It doesn't mean that I hate you or that I dislike you. It just means that, on this God's green earth, we are all different. We cannot all be the same. And the APC is fast becoming a dictatorship. How does Mr. Moka think it's okay to say, rather than, it would have been more admirable if he just came, on air this morning and said, what, I was taken out of context, I apologize. Like I said, I don't know why security operatives haven't picked him up yet. They picked up Mr. Dr. Shehu Mahdi for alleging that they might be building, the government might be building, a military base somewhere in Borno State, and he was picked up for questioning. Mr. Felix Moka has been given enough airtime in the media. Right now, I think he should be with the security operatives, explaining why he made such a careless comment. Is he trying to tell us something? Is the APC or is the government planning something against His Excellency Peter Obi? This is a clear and present danger and worry for us, and it is wrong. Opposition is our fundamental human right. It is our right to speak. It is our right to ask questions. It is our right to put fire to their toes. It is our right to tell you where you are faulting. There are times that we go to visit internally displaced people, and so we've had people say to us, please, can you help us speak on the matter of the minimum wage? I have not received my minimum wage yet. I can barely feed my family. Where is it on this green earth, in this Nigeria, that somebody sits down, explains to you what the situations are, which you may or may not be aware of, and tells you, if I was in this position, this is what I would do? If the APC and if Mr. Felix Moka were being honest, they would have heard where Mr. Peter Obi, at the end of his press brief, said, referring to the president, he said, may God bless you, God bless Nigeria. Those are not the words of a person who hates the government or who doesn't want the government to do well. We want the government to do well, but it's clear that nobody is telling them where they're going wrong. It's clear that everybody in their circle is afraid to speak to them. We're not afraid. We will speak, and we will speak for the people of Nigeria. I need to give Mr. Felix Moka a lesson, in a patriotism 101, the simple basics. The office of the Nigerian citizen, that which you are, that which I am, that which everybody listening to my voice is. That should always precede anybody's political party, anybody's political ambition, anybody's president. The office of every single Nigerian from age 0 to 100 or whatever should always precede personal interests. I think Mr. Felix Moka needs to learn that. Like I said, simple, basic patriotism 101.
So that's basically what you can hear, literally, from the whole thing that transpired when she was responding to questions during a Monitor television program. And you could see how vehement and emphatic she was. She was talking about the fact that Peter Obi's reaction and response is not necessarily from one particular angle or a critical opposition angle. Peter Obi's response is coming from an angle that everyone can actually resonate with, and everyone can actually stipulate that indeed that's basically how everyone feels, and that Felix Moka, whatever instrument or whatever personality he intends he represents, it's not a session. It is what a lot of Nigerians feel and not necessarily one person just trying to, according to how they feel, destabilize the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there's quite a lot in that regard that we're going to consider in the course of Martis. All right, we sincerely apologize for that. Music was coming out from somewhere. I was trying to know where that music was coming out from. All right, thank you for being patient. Also, we have the Minister of Finance and Coordinator Minister of the Economy who begged for a closed-door session over questioning by lawmakers during the 2025 budget defense sessions. Now, Edu was bombarded with questions from senators, particularly regarding the proceeds from fuel subsidy removal. I remember asking this question to Mr. Peter Anosike during the World News at 12, and he said he's surprised. Could that be that there was a recent reorientation or decided that 2025 will be a place where they'll begin to hold persons accountable? But I think it depends on the persons in the Senate, that the committee responsible for petroleum subsidy removal and, you know, the budgets. I think it's that committee specifically that decided to ask that question. It wasn't like it was the entire Senate. So the minister obviously was visibly unsettled by the barrage of questions and pleaded for a closed-door session to provide detailed explanations. The question was, why couldn't you provide detailed explanation at the Senate? You know you're coming to the Senate to respond to questions. I had written a letter to you asking you to please come forward to the Senate and explain to them a couple of things that they need a better comprehension from, which has to do with the implementation of the 2024 budget, the proceeds of the subsidy removal, the imbalance between the concurrent expenditure and capital expenditure. These were the questions. So why did you need to go into a closed door session for you to give them a detailed explanation? You do not want the media to be there. What is the secret? Because if it was a secret, they wouldn't have let us know that this proceeding was taking place. So the request actually came after Senator Abdul Ningi. You remember Senator Abdul Ningi, right? Very controversial. He was one that at the first time raised the alarm that the budget of 2024 was padded, right? That the supplementary budget, that they had infused more money to it, and that was when the whole entire scenario came into looking into that budget. Well, Senator Abdul Ningi asked Wale Edun to explain how the proceeds from fuel subsidy removal were expended in the 2024 fiscal year. I asked Mr. Peter Anosike the same question too. They had told us they had saved about 5.7 trillion from subsidy removal since they removed subsidy. So where did the money go? What did they use the money to do? What projects did they use the money, as in what projects did they assign that money for? And which one of them had been activated? That's the question. So Ningi is asking, what is the budget performance? What is the achievement so far for the 2024 fiscal year, particularly in terms of capital expenditure? We haven't heard from the minister how much has been saved from the removal of fuel subsidy and how much has been expended. We also haven't heard from the ministers about the debt servicing. How much have we actually used to service debts in 2024? He also asked, how much are we expecting to service the debts in 2025. Finally, will the Minister of Finance guarantee that the extension of the capital component of the 2024 budget to June 30, 2025 will give the desired results in terms of implementation and has a very low percentage now? Following that, Edu also said, are we in a closed door session? That's a question he asked. If we are not in a closed door session, I will humbly ask for that, for detailed explanations on the questions asked. Edun's request for a closed-door session was granted by the committee chairman, Senator Olamileko Adiola, who asked journalists to recuse themselves. He asked journalists to leave. When I really wish we would start learning transparency in governance. It will be very important, and that's the problem a lot of Nigerians have with this administration: transparency. Everything is always shrouded in conspiracy or secrecy or something. sometimes they come out with disputed reports, from the presidency. It's a problem. It's a major problem, honestly speaking. All right, let's take your reaction to most of the issues that I have been able to highlight on Martis. I literally try to help us have a better understanding, because every caliber of the society is listening to us. So not everyone is so literate enough to understand some of these issues. Some of them have some technicalities in them. So I try to explain it in such a way that we can have a general purview of what we're talking about, and then you can respond appropriately. So you can call in right now, and I would implore you just have 60 minutes. That is 1 minute. 60 seconds. 60 seconds is 1 minute. So you have 1 minute, regardless of whatever. After 1 minute, so that we can take as many calls as possible. And then obviously you can send your WhatsApp messages. The number to send your WhatsApp messages to is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. That is the number you can send your WhatsApp messages to. 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. And the number to call is 0700-903-903. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Please turn down your radio. Turn down whatever it is you're listening from. Hello? Please, when you call, all right, turn down your radio. It's very, very vital that you turn it down so we can listen to you properly. The feedback is not helping. Do you understand? 0700-903-903. That is the number to call, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-175-6338. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Esther.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaranja in Ikotin.
All right.
Yeah, concerning security in government.
Okay.
First, you talked about the budget, and then the finance minister who was asking that there should be
a closed door.
He should not be asked question in public. Is that not so?
Yes. That
so,
they ask journalists to recuse themselves.
Security. You understand? Most of these issues in security matters are not known to the public. They always have closed-door sections with security chiefs. Is that not clear?
Yes, obviously.
So there are certain things that the government may not want the public, especially the media, to know immediately when it is probably in the first stage.
But what do you mean by security? What do you mean by security? Is it collective tax? Is it you can't say Peter, you can't say it's for security reasons. We're talking about the subsidy removal money. Give a breakdown. How did you use the money? And you're saying for security reasons. So why do we have journalists invited to some of their sit-ins and then gets to a part and you tell the journalists to recuse themselves? What security? How do you want people to trust your government if you're not transparent enough?
Anyway, that is just by the way as far as the finance issue is concerned.
I thought you would respond to the question. I thought you would respond to the question because the reason you gave to supposedly pacify them asking for journalists to be recused is not strong enough. It's not logical.
Yeah, when you're talking about the tax reform, are you talking about the tax reform bill?
Peter, did you listen to the conversation before you called? There were questions asked about how much was used from the subsidy removal proceeds. How did they utilize it? They were asking questions and he couldn't respond. He said, are we in a closed door session? If we're not, I would implore us to be in a closed door session to properly explain. Why can't you explain an open door session while the journalists are there? Hello? All right, we've lost Peter Osifo. 0700-903-903-903. That is a number to call. 0700-903-903-903. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Please, when you call, turn down your radio. Please, it's important, okay? Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Welcome to Martis.
Good afternoon, Esther Machuko.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Okay. Okay, this, how are you, my dear?
I am fine, thank you.
Okay, this is Renati calling from Spain.
All right, Zarinadi, go ahead.
Well, Esther, I want to go, the only this thing, I want to just, like, on police mocker. Well, we should not, Nigeria should still appreciate him for revealing this. Just I suspect that is secret.
Okay.
The plan they have for Obi, the man just got touch him to reveal it. While they send this, and I wanted, we have been since yesterday patiently waiting for Moka
Yes.
to attack this Sowore for the things he revealed. And at the same this thing now, just said is somebody, this in the rat, they said it's rat that is inside, that they went out and informed the one outside, that there's fishing inside. This Moka, this thing was peak at, I remembered when this coastal road, when they wanted to do it.
Yes.
Everybody criticized it. Atiku criticized all these things. Obi was the last person for demolishing these things. Obi was the last person
to speak on it.
Then Omai just pick Obi. That Obi was inciting people.
Well, why is it easy? Why is it easy to pick on him though? They fear other people.
That is why I told you. That is why I told you that it's fish that is rat that is inside. Just because of what they decide. That is why every time they keep saying Obi was inciting people. He said these people that is just if it was that it's not you can say the journalists you like this voice of the people that always scam people. I remember when Mary was when during the election people was boiling to gun attack to fight. Mary was calming people down.
We have to calm you down.
Look, take it easy. They say this in this thing. If not people, then every time the we would just say they say they criticize we was inciting people. It was Omani that started it. And they look at what Sowore inside is this thing yesterday. They demolished this thing because of what this the guy that the type of the person that owns that place.
Yeah.
All these things. I thought that this Omaka would just attack him, but it did not say this thing. But I was still expecting this DSS to invite that man for question. They want to have a lot to say. What they have.
Thank you,
But no matter what they plan for against will be, it will not work. It will not be like Roger Sokorocha, that you know that they have this thing. People don't trust him. But they cannot succeed.
Thank you so much.
Can you just let me get something I want to have?
No, you're taking 2 minutes. Zarinadi. Okay. This is 2 minutes, 44 seconds.
You know, yes, I want to go. Like one question is, I invited my question, my answer, my response yesterday. What I wanted to say. You know, you don't beat a child and say don't cry. Do you do that?
No, obviously.
Do you do that? You beat a child, so don't cry.
No.
Can these people start what Nandi did before they prison him before? This guy was only criticizing Nigerian government. They pick him and they kill the mother and the father.
You've taken 2 minutes, all right? You've taken 2 minutes and I said 60 seconds regardless of anything. So, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello? All right, 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. You're listening to Martis. My name is Esther Mwachuku because I need to call my name out. A couple of persons keep sending messages and referring to me as Chama Innocent. I don't know if our voice textures is that similar, but it's Esther Mwachuku that is on Matters today. We alternate. I and Chama alternate Matters on a daily during the week. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. How are you?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Esther Mwachuku. My name is
My name
Precious.
is Joshua Popkins. I'm calling from First Start.
All right, Joshua. Please go ahead.
Now to the matter on ground. It is not surprising that they would have to go on a closed-door meeting each time sensitive issues that affect a large spectrum of people
All right.
are being discussed or should be made known to the public. While those ones that will, like the budget that encapsulates expenditures of no consequences would be put out there at the public and expect one to be civil about it. If people start casting aspersion on these people, some set of us with that do not understand the nitty-gritty of what is happening on the street now will start saying they deserve respect. Is it not an elder that respects himself that a child would respect? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon so much. Thank you for that contribution. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. And you can also send us a WhatsApp message on 0817 1756 338 0817 1756 338. You can send your WhatsApp message in there. All right. So let's take more calls. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm not too really black. Calling from Elata.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
What I'm trying to tell you is about Peter Tifo. You did not lose him because you don't know what to say. So he's only supporting APC. Whatever they do, he support them. That's why he just run. So there is nothing he has to say.
All right.
So that's all I want to say.
Okay. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. How are you? All right. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. What's your name? Hello. All right. Please kindly call back 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. Hello. Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. How are you? Hello. Hello, you're live. How are you? Welcome to Matters.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. What's your name, please? I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
All right. Kindly call back. You're in a noisy environment. Obviously, you can't hear me. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. Mandred. Hello. Good afternoon. You're live. Hello. All right. Some people don't know they're live when they call. If you're calling, please concentrate. All right. So you can hear when your call is being picked. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. And the WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817 1756 338. 0817 1756 338. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. How are you?
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes. Go ahead. What's your name?
Hello. Good afternoon.
I can hear you. Please, if you call and you don't get to hear me, go ahead and talk.
This is Godwin on the line.
All right, Godwin, go ahead, please.
From Abulaba.
All right, go ahead.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
All right, please, if you're listening to this program, I think this network has started again. When you call, I can hear you. So go ahead and say what you want to say if you can't hear me. The network don't start. I don't know why, but it's unfortunate. But please, I can hear you. So when you call, just say what you want to say. I can hear you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. Please, when you call, turn off the volume of your radio. I don't understand. It's very, very simple. Please, let's apply decorum. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? All right, you can send your WhatsApp message on 0817 1756 338. Hello, good afternoon. There is volume at the background, please. When you're calling, turn off your radio completely. Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Hello, good afternoon. 0700 903 903 903. We're experiencing drop calls. Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Hello, good afternoon. What's your name, please?
Good afternoon.
I can hear you. What's your name? All right. When you call, like I said, you just tell us your name and your location and contribute. If you can't hear me, you can't hear my response. But it doesn't mean that you put your, what do you call it? You put your stuff on speaker, your radio on speaker. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Esther,
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. What's your name?
my name is Babu.
Babu. I picked your call the other time, but you didn't know you were live. Please go ahead, Babu.
What I'm saying about
Hello?
yes,
Okay.
good. What I'm saying about Obi, people know Obi for what he is. He brought Nigeria in out of this mess we are today. Look at the questioning. Look at the way he ruled Anambra State, and look at the way he has been visiting people, doing important things. Why are we gallivanting all over the story? Why should Moka from Delta State, Abo, come to criticize Obi? What has Moka done in his life? Let us stop all this criticism and face reality. Thank you.
All right. Well done, Babu, for that contribution. Hello, good afternoon.
So, I'm back again. This is Peter Usifo.
All right,
calling
Peter.
from Abano, Jennifer.
All right, Peter Osifo, go ahead. You have a minute.
Yeah, actually, I want to tell you that many of us are very emotional, especially most of the callers calling on DOP.
Okay.
We are very much sentimental.
Okay.
I will give you an instance. For instance, a lawyer in one of our sister stations here, this day in the morning, he was comparing Sonny, that is the other man.
Peter, in what
of
context is this?
Igboho,
What's okay? I need to understand your
and of
context.
course, Nnamdi Kanu.
All right.
He was comparing the two of them. They asked him a question on the two that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, under the government custody. While Sonny Igboho has been talking much and nothing has happened to him. He told them that the difference is very clear. That Sonny Igboho, most times criticizes the government, except for the Buhari's administration, he was talking about the
Siding the
herdsmen.
government. You said
People
siding the
herdsmen.
government.
Hello?
Did you say Sunday Igboho is on the side of the government or criticizes the government?
No. Always criticizing the government.
Okay.
So the lawyer was, telling them this, that Sonny Igboho was always, and he's still criticizing the government, but it is not the way Nnamdi Kanu has criticized the government. That is, Nnamdi Kanu has given a directive to the people at a point in time that they should kill anybody, that is these police, the soldiers, and even destroy the government institutions like INEC and Co. If I want to juxtapose it to the present issue of Peter Obi versus Felix Moka, I want to juxtapose it. Now, if you listen to your station's interview on someone yesterday, you understand, you will know what I'm trying to say. Now, Peter Obi, in his press conference, actually ruled out all the negatives of the government, which is very, very correct. But he never praised the government for any reason, which is also wrong. You are not, in that case, you are inciting the people against the government.
Peter Osifo, Peter Osifo, you are not being objective. You're not being objective.
The government.
You're not being objective, Peter Osifo. What would you say for the Bauchi State Governor? What would you say for the Bauchi State Governor? What would you say for the Bauchi State Governor that threatened the president? That said, if you don't do something about the tax reform, the North will react. The North will fight back. Said he's quarreling with the president. You don't consider that inciting? You don't consider that treasonable? What about the other religious cleric that asked for the wife of the president to be, I mean, I don't understand where you come from sometimes. I think that's what a lot of people have issues with you. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you?
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
All right. If you've not been listening to the conversation, if you've been listening, you'd have heard when I said, when you call, just say what you want to say. There's an issue with the network that you can't hear me talk back. So let me read out some messages. Esther, Peter Obi is too gentle and his gentleness is becoming something else. When people see that you're gentle and simple, they begin to take you for granted. Peter Obi can't win elections by being gentle. He should get that straight. There are times you need to show them that you self get chin for head. By so doing, they will start giving you regard. Esther, Finance Minister asking for a closed door meeting, Abi. It is well. Is this how we want to open the book of... Is this how I want to open the book of Solomon in Nigeria, Esther? Lamentation is still on active mode, oh, Esther. Well done, my dear. AY from Mushi. Thank you so much, AY. Thank you. My own Esther, I doff my heart for your professional intelligence. Thank you so much. Well done. Great presentation all the way. Simisola from Isolo, Lagos. Thank you so much, Simisola. Good afternoon, Esther Wachikuka. Please, can you people... Okay, I'm not going to read this out. Good afternoon, Esther. There is a saying, when a purpose is not known, abuse or misuse. Like I used to say, if this APC government, if you don't have skeletons in your cupboard, why are you running pillar to post, using money to block everywhere? Remember the certificate issue and corruption institutions for the election gain. Also, why appointing 5 special advisors to attack brilliant minds that are saying that your obnoxious policies has turned the people and a marjorie in the midst of plenty? Instead of reasoning, they're attacking brilliant minds like Obi, who gave them facts and details. The fact is that they know that Obi is saying the truth and they're doing well. The day Nigerians know the truth concerning this government, then that day Nigerians will be free. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country dire from Fagba. Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Sunday. Call it Agege.
All right, Sunday, go ahead.
You see, I like what to tell Peter Osifo now. That I don't know how that boy or man, I don't know the kind of school where you go. If you talk, if you want to talk, they talk.
Hello? All right, please, when you call, respond to the issue, right? Don't respond to Peter Osifo. He's giving his own opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. So just react to the conversations that we're having. Peter Osifo is not the bone of contention in our conversation today. The institutions of government in Nigeria have been hijacked. Let me take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello,
good afternoon, Esther.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Are you?
I am fine. What's your name and location,
My name is Madam Florence, calling from Nippon.
Madam Florence, welcome. Happy New Year.
Yeah. You see why we told you people to stop picking phone from Peter Osifo? That man is something else. You people should buy him from calling that station.
So that's why you called. You called to give Peter Osifo airtime. It's for you to talk about the issues. You are calling to give Peter Osifo airtime. Okay. Oh. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? Hello. This your network no strong. You know they pick. You're calling through WhatsApp. All right. Try to call back on the normal line because I don't know. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello. Good afternoon.
I can hear you, sir. Just go ahead. Tell me your name and your location and tell me what.
Sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Chai. Biko Nunu.
Hello.
Sorry. Call back. I've told you when you call her, you can't hear me. Just go ahead and speak. Say what you have to say. I can literally hear you. Okay? It's a network situation. We apologize. Biko, I beg you. All right. Good afternoon, Esther Wachiku, Minister of Finance, Wale Edu. Okay. Requested for closed session with the senators. It's obvious that when you cannot explain or you are confused on how you balloon the money kept in your possession, how many of you shared the money, what are their names, you now beg for closed door interactions with the National Assembly. Is this how to wage war against corruption? Most of these ministers should be ashamed of themselves. These are the disgruntled elements the SSS should go after, not intimidating journalists trying to corrupt them that they should report positively. God's judgment awaits them this year. They will not escape it. Mr. Ogumbi from Idimu. Well done, Mr. Ogumbi. Peter, Esther Machiko, greetings to you. Thank you so much. Peter Osifo has never been objective, really. Daniel from Ushudi. All right, concerning the threats on His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, please, I really want to beg His Excellency to remain strong. Mr. Felix Smoker is only used as a distraction to distract Mr. Peter Obi. Please, he should remain strong, for we, the citizens, are behind him always and forever. And to APC, they should just know that if anything happens to Mr. Peter Obi, they will really get it hot from us, the obedient nation. And based on the hunger in the country, no, I'm not going to read the remaining of this tweet. We're not supposed to encourage any form of tribalism comments. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello. Wow, the network is poor, Margaret.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, please. I'm okay.
Right.
God bless you. I appreciate your pairing yesterday with Chioma.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Yeah. concern, you see, most of us are hurry to hear. We are hurry to hear and hurry to reply. I heard the voice note you sent concerning that woman that spoke. She said after Peter had made all those recommendations, he now said, God bless the man in Aso Rock. God bless Nigeria. Is that how, when, like you said, somebody that is saying God bless you, is that person fighting you? I don't understand. I think they should just let this man be. One other person called and said, they are telling us the plan they have for Peter. But it will not work. It will not work. It will not work. God bless you, my dear sister.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello? All right, 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Sisi from Lagos. Look how the network is fluctuating, and these people call APC wants to increase tariff. It's not APC that's increasing tariff, it's MTN and others that are saying they want 100% increment because of the stifling economic situation. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. How are you? What's your name? Hello?
Oh.
Go ahead and speak. What's your name? If you cannot hear me, go ahead and speak. Okay, you're not in a convenient environment. Let's take more messages. Pretty voice, Esther. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Where there is no accountability and transparency, there's prone to be propaganda and lies, which is what is synonymous with this present government. Eva Keys from Ladipo. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Martis. How are you? Hello. Wow, we're experiencing a lot of drop calls just right now. It's quite annoying, actually. 0700 903 903 903. If you call and you don't hear me, just go ahead and say what you have to say. Hello, good afternoon. Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Name and location,
Hello,
sir.
thank you for your good job. Happy New Year. But thank you, Peter, to man the awards and calling this station. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Straight to the point. Okay, oh, no wahala. Good afternoon, Esther. Please, can you stop taking Peter Osifo's call? Yeah. We can't see his number. Like, a number just shows, so it's not like his name is showing or something. Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Hello? We're experiencing drop calls. We sincerely do apologize. Please, so call back. All right? Do kindly call back. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Matters. How are you? Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Oshodi George calling from Accra, Ghana.
All right, Oshodi George, well done. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, please. I don't want to talk about Sifo, but what has APC done in his hometown or village, Ubuluku, in Delta State? What I want, you should name one thing because I have many friends from there. What has APC done there? But I'm happy in last election, Ubuluku voted massively for Obi. Even Abo, that Felice Moka is making all this noise. Abo voted massively for Peter Obi. So I don't have much to say about them. I asked question last time. They said that Bola Tinubu is the number 3 most worst president in the whole wide world. Why has they not said something about it? That is a lie or one thing, or said that they have crossed the line. Well, my issue of calling today is about the finance minister. So why is it that the woman cannot tell us what they have done with fuel subsidy money?
No, it's not a woman, it's a man. Wale Edu is a man, not a woman.
Well, Wale Edu, sorry. Why has he not tell Nigerians what they have done with money they save from fuel subsidy? That fuel subsidy is making Nigerians to suffer till today. Fuel subsidy make us to buy one bag of rice more than 100,000 naira. And yet they cannot tell us what they have done with that money. Tomorrow when they protest, they say they have committed arson, or what do they call it? Thank you very much, ma. I don't want to waste more than 60 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you for your consideration. I sincerely appreciate that. All right, I can take one more call and then just read a couple of messages because it's about time we wrap up. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call, and I hope this goes through clearly. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Name my location, please. Hello.
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 Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Hi, Oga, no vex. Your connection is bad. Connection bad as in gongo. I can't hear any. I can't make out what you're saying. All right. So maybe because of you, if you call back, I can actually pick your call because I know you really wanted to say something. This person, you said today is your first day. Good afternoon, voice of the people. Today is my first day, and I love it. Thank you so much. You didn't put your name. What's your name, please? We appreciate you actually joining us, and I hope you become a member of this family where we have intellectual conversations on issues across Nigeria's socio-political landscape. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay. All right. Wouldn't take any more calls. This person doesn't know they're live. Good afternoon, Esther. The government lacks the political will to end insecurity in Nigeria. The major problem is Peter Obi's Peter Obi all energy channel to Obi. What? I think there's a certain caller that has. Okay, Ezekiel, write legibly so I understand what you're saying. I can't comprehend what you wrote. Esther, good day. People asking you people to stop receiving call from Peter Osifo is not the matter of he's using his airtime, but Peter Osifo, is deceiving people. And you people in VOP should listen to the request of people by cutting off Peter Osifo whenever you pick his call from Mr. Eze from Ojo or Ojo. Mr. Eze, I can't stop picking Peter Osifo's call. He is just like every other individual, entitled to his opinion or to his perception, even if he supposedly is supporting this government. But there is one thing. If as a presenter, you know your rights, you know what you're talking about, if somebody calls and misinforms, you correct that impression. So whenever they misinform and the anchor or the presenter does not correct that misinformation, the fault is on the presenter and not on the caller. Do you understand? Our job here, we cannot seem to be discriminatory. We cannot select who to pick and whom not to pick. That's the thing. We're not supposed to be seen as or perceived as supporting a particular political party or an individual. We're all about having intellectual conversations as to how to move this country forward. So please don't ask me not to pick his call. Secondly, we don't save anybody's number. So numbers coming all through, we don't know who it is until the person says, hello, I am Peter Osifo or whatever. And if his voice is already out there and I fade him off, wouldn't it be obvious? So please, you guys should be considerate when you give us all these conditions that you read out on the platform. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, Princess. Thank you very much. I'm wearing an invisible crown. I don't know how you're giving Peter Osifo listening ear. He loves to slander and cast aspersion on people's characters. His ideas and analysis are full of negativity, therefore nothing to offer. Collins from Seaside Estate Aja. Well, anytime Peter calls and he says something that is not true or contravenes the reality, I actually speak back at him. And when he's done, we correct his impression. Esther Love, you are whining us, Abi. If you can't see numbers, how were you people able to invite him over? Well, that was that was with Madame Cordelia, and she must have saved his number on her phone, and she's no longer with us. I have said that Felix Smoker, Hope Uzodimanyeso Wike are the saboteurs we have among the descendants of Israelites. Uche Chukwuchiani Emmanuel from Igbo. Hello, Esther. You can't govern with lies, propaganda, eye service, and hypocrisy and expect to prosper. Low-grade mind and sycophants will support. All right, Dario from Fagba, I think I've read your message before, and this is also another long one. We've come to a wrap on Martis right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Thank you so much for those of you who could make it, whose call came through, those of you who called, and all of your perception and opinions to the conversation that we reeled out today. I sincerely do appreciate you guys. So obviously Matters continues next week, Monday. Obviously you'll be with Chema Innocent on Monday. On Tuesday, I'll be handling Matters. But on Sunday evening is a political spotlight, and we have a special guest that'll be joining us in the studio, a Labour Party senatorial candidate. We'll be having a conversation with him on Sunday. So right now it's time for Funhouse Time with your lovely, amazing duo. That is obviously MC Chooks and Dr. Walkie Talkie. So do make sure that you stay right on this dial. VOP 903 FM. My name is Esther Machku, signing out for now.